all muscly in this shirt. So I either look muscly or I show straps. Like, there's no winning. You can't really see it, so yay. I picked a good knit to wear. Hi, this is Lupin About Podcast, and we broadcast from Seattle. And just south Seattle. So we have a view of Rainier when it's not cloudy, but the clouds are low today, so we can't see it. Yeah, I'm Alicia, also known as AK-47. Can you tell it's been a befuddled morning?
And I'm Liz, also known as Lizzie215 on Ravelry.
We like to knit. I'm starting to sew, but there won't be sewing in this episode. Just be the knitting. So what have you been up to? Easter happened.
Easter happened.
What did you guys do?
Or Zombie Jesus Day, as you like to call
Zombie
it.
Jesus Day is how I celebrate it, but she celebrates it with bunnies, I'm sure.
I have little kids. Of course I celebrate it with bunnies. Easter was good. We went over to my in-laws and had an mini Easter egg hunt for my two minions. Lunch, and that's about it. We keep it pretty mellow.
It was cold yesterday.
It was cold. It was so funny. So Saturday was really nice.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
No, yesterday cold and rainy when all of the poor kids have to be outside trying to hunt down these eggs.
It snowed here.
Yeah.
Did it snow up in your neck of the woods?
Oh yeah, we had like 2 inches.
Yeah. Yeah, spring is here in Seattle. And it doesn't care what Mother Nature has to say about it. Daffodils and the tulips are up. My early tulips are blooming. Oh, I'm so excited.
And then that was about it. Went home, and then it started snowing a couple hours later.
Yep. And you got to enjoy it from home.
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah, we noticed it after it happened. Like, we could hear it, and it kind of sounded like hail or really heavy rain. And the next thing we know, we look outside, it was,
The term is grapple.
There you go.
I love that term. I will say that word every time I can.
So what's its definition? Is it the temperature in which the snow is falling? Or
grapple is basically, it's what most people would call corn snow.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically raindrops that are frozen on their way down.
Yes.
And so that's
they
why
started as
they started as raindrops and then they froze on the way down. So that's why they're kind of, and it's corn snow. They're kind of well rounded and stuff.
It didn't stick around, like it wasn't here this morning.
Right.
We were busy watching zombies. So we celebrate Zombie Jesus Day because Jesus was the first zombie, right? That's how we see it. So we watched Abraham Lincoln versus zombies, which was hilarious.
I didn't know they made that into a movie. I read the book like years ago.
Apparently there's one with vampires too, so we have to check that one out next.
Yeah. So basically Abraham Lincoln is like, the first Van Helsing. Or the first fight, yeah. And I did not know they made a movie about that.
And it stuck to his original story most of the time. Even it ended really well too. Oh my gosh, it was entertaining. So I guess Sean tried to watch this a couple years ago without me because he thought it would be a little too gory, and it is pretty elaborate in scenes. He said he only got about a half an hour through it. We're watching. Half an hour had gone by. I was like, how did you turn this off? This is amazing. They're staying with like period piece, and the first couple of scenes are completely overact. But if you can make it through the first 5 minutes, you might like this movie.
Have you guys watched Pride and Prejudice and Zombies then?
No.
Okay.
That's on the list.
Okay, that one's pretty, like, I read that book too. So, I read these books about the same time. I was going through, like, a zombie phase.
Yeah.
So World War Z, and,
I haven't watched that yet either.
I haven't seen that movie. I read books a lot. I don't watch the movies as much.
Okay.
Which is fine.
We play Left 4 Dead a lot, which is a zombie-themed first-person shooter. So fun. So, the second movie we watched was... This is a theme on zombie, right? But it's not a zombie movie, right? It's called The Serpent and the Rainbow.
I have not heard of that one.
It's based in Haiti, and so it's got a mix of voodoo.
Oh, okay.
Right? And culture and
who basically,
goodness.
If you know voodoo, they probably started the whole zombie thing because they would bring people back from the dead.
Yeah. So it's actually about a drug that they were trying to procure from Haiti because they had this case of zombie. Like, I guess when a person dies, their picture is taken before they're buried. So there was proof that the person was dead, right? Well, and then they found him wandering around a few months later, right? And people are like, no, that's the guy. And he goes by his name still. Like, and he can communicate, unlike some of the other ones that we've run into. So it was interesting. I don't know. Okay. There is another drug that they're having these issues with down in Colombia. So Sean thought it was going to be about that. And this is an old movie, like an 80s maybe movie. Because the people in there looked really young to me. So, yeah, they've had a career since this thing. So, maybe early 90s, probably late 80s, this movie. And so he thought it was going to be off of this tree that they're having troubles with in Colombia. But it wasn't related to trees at all. There was puffer fish reference, a frog, and something else. It makes a potion, right? So it's interesting, and it's got some brutal scenes in it. But yeah, so that's how we started off our zombie.
So Abraham zombie movie better.
Abraham versus zombie was amazing. Oh my gosh, amazing. So, I definitely recommend that one. And we were supposed to end on Zombieland, because Zombieland is my favorite, and I get disturbed. Yeah, I get disturbed by movies, so we had to end on a funny note. Yeah. And I had to watch the scary one, which was The Serpent and the Rainbow first. Because Sean couldn't remember if it was kooky, or if it was, he said it was very realistic.
Right? Oh yeah, you gotta watch that one first.
Yeah, so we watched that one first. And Abraham Lincoln. And then by that time, I don't know what happened, but we fell into Dawson's Creek because we're in the last season. And I feel like this season of Dawson's Creek is very familiar, so I must have caught a few more episodes in this season than any of the other ones. But yeah, we're down to 3 more episodes. And we will have kicked this one in the pants. So that's our watching. I didn't ask you what you were watching. Are you watching anything?
No, we're watching general TV.
And your Marvel stuff?
We've been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
There's
another one too, right?
We watched Thor Ragnarok, which I hadn't seen yet.
Hilarious.
It is so funny.
Hilariously funny. I told, Sean didn't come with that one. I think I went with my parents, and then we could only watch it in 3D. Now, Sean can't see 3D, so it just makes sense.
I don't like watching movies in 3D.
And I don't like watching movies in 3D, so I didn't wear the glasses. So I really haven't seen the movie. I went to the movie. Hilarious. Mm-hmm. The main character that runs the game.
Oh, Jeffrey Goldblum?
He's my favorite actor.
Jeff Goldblum is amazing in this movie.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
So
did you see that at your house?
Yeah, we just rented it.
Now?
Yeah, we rented it.
Did the kids like it? Did the kids watch?
The kids weren't there, thank goodness.
So you have a little movie date with husband?
Yeah. And then what else have we been watching? We watched Lucifer. That's another show based on a comic book. If you haven't noticed a theme here.
Your husband is a big fan.
Yeah. And I like them too. Yeah. I mean,
they're entertaining.
I can't blame just him.
And they're funny.
Yeah, and then we've been catching up on Blackish, which cracks me up every time.
Blackish or Blacklist?
Blackish.
What's Blackish?
Blackish is a 30-minute comedy series about, it's basically, for lack of a better term, like the new Cosby.
Oh, okay.
So it's a successful black couple, and they have 5 kids, and they live in LA.
It sounds just like it.
Exactly.
Except not in New York.
Right.
It's now based in LA.
It's in LA, and so he's like a marketing agent, and she's a doctor. Wow. And it's basically, their trials and tribulations being an affluent black family in, Beverly Hills. It's not Beverly Hills. I can't remember exactly where they live, but Beverly Hills life.
That's so funny. All right. It's hilarious, probably.
It's so funny.
Do you know who's doing the writing?
I don't know who's doing the writing, but one of the episodes that we just watched, they talked about game night, family game night, and they play Monopoly.
Really? That's still a game that people play?
No, but it's funny because they have all these extra rules.
Oh, house rules?
Yeah, which is like how Latin people play Monopoly.
That's how
we play Monopoly. Yeah. So I was
dying. Mexican train. Dominoes at our house. Depending on whose family house you're at, there's extra rules.
Right. So we have extra things where there's if you land somewhere, there's free parking fee, so you throw extra money under free parking, so you can hit
so the
jackpot.
Pot gets bigger.
Yeah, exactly. And so
we do that too.
They had these rules board game person at all.
Oh.
But yeah, so he's like, is this really how you play Monopoly? I'm like, in our family we do.
At my house.
At my house. So I mean, it was just hilarious. Because it reminded me of growing up and playing Monopoly with my cousins. I mean, come on, Monopoly is cutthroat. There is no like.
No, Parcheesi was a big game at our house.
Oh, Parcheesi too, but. Man, you got that wall set up, and then boom.
Oh, yeah. People are screwed. They're just waiting in line behind you.
Yeah, exactly. So all these things, so that was just the part that cracked me up with the whole game. He's like, you guys really play Monopoly like this? He's like, that and that,
Yep.
And I was
so
like,
it makes it fun, because Monopoly is not fun.
And then I'm like, and I'm sure we had extra rules that they haven't even touched upon. So does your family have house rules for any board games? Let us know.
Yeah, because I want to play some more board games. My favorite board game right now is that train one. Have you played this?
No.
Colt Express. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. And it's elaborate. Like, you have to build a train and stuff. They're built right now, so I can show you. But these are the game pieces, guys. You put it together. It's fun. The first time you play.
There are so many games out there.
And you have little cards of who you are. Django. The ghost is the best because he gets tunnels all the time. And this lady, you can't punch or shoot her if there's somebody else to punch or shoot in the car. Dot gets extra cards. And this one's my favorite. Because her skill is that she can punch you and steal from you in the same hit. Which you can't do with any other person. But, yeah, I mean, you build a train, and depending on how many people are playing, and these are your people, depends on how many cars are in play. And you have little jewels and monies.
You haven't even said the object of the game is.
To get money.
So you're
and jewels. And they all have like
all
prices.
Thieves.
They're all thieves. But there is the little gold guy is the sheriff. And he can move within the game by the cards you play. So super fun. Now I would tell you how to play, but it's so elaborate that you kind of have to play while you're learning kind of thing.
Most of the games I have found, new ones that I've played, not that I've played that many.
And there's variations.
Yeah.
For like the older people, because kids you have to play by certain rules, right? To keep it fair and all that good noise. But for adults who are bored with the normal play, there's some stuff you can do to make it more interesting.
So what board games do you guys like?
I really like Colt Express right now. How about you? Do you have a favorite right now that your kids like to play?
Yeah, my board games right now are limited to what I play with my kids, so we are playing the classics.
Like Memory?
Shoots and Ladders.
Shoots and Ladders, yeah.
Memory. Candyland.
See, Memory was my thing. All the other ones could fade away. Memory was my game.
So that's what I can't wait till they're a little older and I can start playing more complicated games.
There's one out there called Kitchen Soup or something, some kind of soup game, and everybody's a winner, so you can play with younger kids. But you're like adding to a pot to make a soup, right? By the memory. So it's memory plus you're adding to something, but then your fire could go out.
So then we have Raccoon Rumpus, which my kids really like. That's learning colors, and you're dressing the raccoons in different outfits based on the tops and bottoms. Yeah. And then I think it's called the Good Neighbor or the Kind Neighbor, where you're trying to help your neighbors out. Again, it's another one. It's like bingo.
It's like a farming game,
but it's like bingo, but each of us has a card that's different, and then you're trying to fill in the card.
Oh, everybody's trying to win a bingo with helping each other.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay. So nothing cutthroat yet.
No.
Nothing fun.
I make my daughter cry.
It's true.
I would
have a hard time like dumbing down my gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what? It's just better to start with the dumb games to begin with.
Exactly. The ones that aren't gonna hurt anybody's feelings.
Exactly. I finally got her to not cry at Candyland or Shoots and Ladders.
How?
Huh? By telling her it's just a game.
Oh,
100
there
times.
we go.
That it's okay if you fell down the ladder. You can always play again.
Yeah, this is fun times.
Yeah. So finally, she's like, okay. So
slides are fun.
Yeah, we've made it. We've made it past the mommy won stage.
Oh, good. See, I never think about that as a psychological hit. Because for me, it's just fun playing it.
Right. Well,
It's not about winning.
that's what we've taught her. We were trying. That's where it starts. You start teaching.
Yeah.
It's just about playing the
I
game.
enjoy
Enjoy the camaraderie and the, sitting around with people
Yeah.
and talking and playing games.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's just you want to win, but it's not the end.
That's
all
not what brought
be
me to the
all.
table.
Yeah, that's not what brought me
Yeah.
to the table. Exactly.
Nice. All right. We do
Okay,
knit.
we're on to knitting.
Yeah, let's talk about it. You finished thesis
I
stuff,
finished
right?
a hexy poof,
Nice.
so that puts me up at 113 now.
Yes. That's a beautiful colorway.
Yes.
So that you guys can
And-
see it. It's brown with some hints of purple and green.
It's very autumny.
This looks like something that you might have gotten recently.
I did. I think I got it from, I want to say Becky.
I think Becky.
So thank you, Becky.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Wonder what she made. Maybe she made a sock out of it. Okay, I worked on my thesis too.
Ooh.
Did you start another hexy poof today?
I did. It's
Okay.
purple, fish belly fibers,
It's a beautiful purple.
grape hyacinth. I think I got this from you.
We got it from the train.
Got it from the train.
Yeah, speaking of the train should go out this week.
All right.
One of these days I'll remember. I had a little mishap with my steamer, but I worked on my thesis too. So if you see some bleeding, just ignore it. This is Friesland, which is a modular blanket. There's a lot of modulars to it. I think there's 29 or 20 something to do the original pattern. I'm doing 40 something because the original pattern just doesn't even look like a throw. It looks even smaller than that. So I'm going to try to make it be a queen size thing. But this is a purple from Cascade 220 and a white, the crisp white from Cascade 220. This is E chart, and it is called Foliage.
I like that one a lot.
I do too, except for, I don't know if it's going to be obvious to you guys, but it's not a symmetrical block, or it's not a symmetrical
Pattern.
wedge,
Oh, okay.
right? So I didn't get something memorizable, mirrored image until the last like 4 lines of it. So right about there, I was able to like feel like, oh, I just did 4 3 2 1 2 1 7 here, and then I can repeat the mirror image of it on the way across. Up until then, I was just like, oh, I hope I didn't make any mistakes because it doesn't really look like anything until you have it done. But yeah, I really like this. This was my centerpiece on the 9 that I have put together right now. So I haven't done this one since my first block. So 15 blocks later, I've repeated this one. Didn't realize the non-symmetrical part until this time because it was my first block when I did it initially. Yeah, so I didn't notice the non-symmetrical part until this time when I've done a couple, and every one of them since has been symmetrical. That this time I was like, oh, this isn't, I wouldn't say it's my favorite block. It's not the worst block, but yeah. I think I'm going to do another one back to back on this one just to get a couple out of the way. So that was thesis for both of us. We're both working on blankets. I haven't worked on my scrappy one in a while. You have any other thesis? You have another blanket with us today.
I do. So I finally finished the second square of the baby blanket I'm working on. This is the one that was blocked already. It's kind of back to being crinkly. But this is the Dogwood by Tin Can Knit. And then
we're not sure what the colorway is.
Nope.
Or the yarn.
And then just to show you what it looks like unblocked.
And then blocked.
Yeah. So this one you can see it's a little not as straight.
Mm-hmm.
So I will block it individually. And then once I sew the whole thing,
you'll block it again.
I'll block it again to the proper dimensions. And then that way that should hopefully get all the little, all the little nipples out, as I call them, from the slip. From the slip over the knit togethers and stuff like that, or the purl 3 togethers and stuff. But it's looking good, and it's looking like it's going to be a big, good-sized baby blanket.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be big.
Yeah. So I like good-sized baby blankets because my
Minion
number one, right now, she even still uses the baby blanket I knit her when I was first starting to knit.
Oh, that's cool.
It's her lap blanket now, like in the car and stuff.
Oh, yeah, because it was not a stroller blanket. What are those things?
It was a stroller.
Car seat.
It's called car seat stroller blanket. Yeah. And so she still likes to use her blanket. So I like to make good sized blankets if I'm going to make a blanket.
Yeah, for sure. Then they can grow with the
Yep.
kids.
And then so I completed that one. And then I started number 3.
Nice. Right away.
Right away.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to stumble on this one.
Yeah, I know I promised I would start my sock arm sweater, but I did not done ink. So I know I took like a 2-week hiatus.
Yeah.
But
sometimes we just need a break.
This past week, I've got the mojo back for it. So
Good.
I added about 2 inches to it. So there's from where you guys saw it last.
And that's a beautiful teal, just in case it's not reading.
Yes, and it's called Riptide.
Oh, it's beautiful.
By Sweet Georgia Yarns.
Good for you. You're sounding like a podcaster.
Yes! And so I'm about 24, somewhere between 20 and 24 rows from where I will hopefully drop the stitches for the arms.
You drop a lot of stitches.
Yeah.
I think like 150 stitches.
Yeah,
come off
it's 80. Well, for you, yeah, because I'm making this one size larger.
Yeah.
Than Alicia, because I wanted it to be a little looser. I wanted more positive ease. So I'm making the medium. Alicia made the small. So I'll be dropping 88. So
170 stitches.
Yeah, 176 stitches.
Oh, that's amazing. That's going to be so nice because then it's going to feel like it's flying.
Then it's going to feel like it's flying.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping to cast on the sock arms this week.
Okay.
So. Yay!
So any issues with the pattern?
With what? Ink?
Yeah.
No, none. I'm doing good. I've gotten really good at cabling without a needle, which makes it go faster.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
I definitely wasn't there when I was making it. I could see how that would be winning.
Yeah, so I am winning with the cabling without the needle.
I love that cardigan. And we're coming to the season where I usually wear my ink cardigan. So hopefully you'll get yours done by fall. Because fall's another good time to wear.
That is hopefully the goal. Don't hold your breath on it, though.
Well, she's not going to be like me and just keep on knitting because she has yarn. She's going to be like, no, the pattern said I can stop. I'm stopping. I'm just like, I hate this yarn color, so I'm just going to knit into this sweater.
I think I might make it a little bit longer. We'll see how it fits the nice thing is it's top down, so I can see where it fits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I went to where my fingertips ended for the length of my sweater. And I have stupidly long arms.
So yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome.
How about you?
I worked a little bit more on Vacillate. You know what? I didn't really talk about what drew me to this pattern. So I'm going to tell you right now. Vacillate is a stole, so a rectangular shawl. And it's got mosaic knitting in it. And have you heard of mosaic knitting before?
Nope.
No?
Well, I've probably seen it. I probably just don't know what it's called.
So it's striped, right? This isn't a color work. It's not Fair Isle. There's no floats. But you can tell that there has been some crossing over in there. And I'll just post a picture if that doesn't come out in the video. But it's just worked in slip stitches.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've seen I know what you're talking about.
Right? So I will show you. Maybe you can see the back. That you can kind of see some evidence of like some kind of floats. That's just a slip stitch from the rows before. And so really all this is striping. If you can stripe, you can do this. And you're carrying your yarn up the side. Let's see. But you can't see it because it is a I-cord edge. There's nothing to it, guys. This is a really brilliant construct. It's super simple. It's engaging enough that you don't feel like you need to be tied to the pattern. And this is Vacillate by, I don't know. It's up on the screen.
It's on the screen.
I think Cindy Garland is the author I'm looking for. I'm using Marigold Jen. This is what her tags look like. Jenny Potter. She participates in the marketplace at Zombie Apocalypse, which is a retreat hosted by the Stockinette Zombies that I've attended. This will be my 4th time, and this will be Liz's 2nd time. This is her Yak 3-ply sock. It's 70% merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon. And I'm using Dreamweaver. You can kind of see it there. blues, greens, purple. The same purple that's in here is in my secondary color, which is purple velvet. I don't know where the light. There we go. There's the light. So yeah, it's really, really pretty. Annetta was gonna do Assimilate, which is another mosaic piece by the same person, but she wasn't enjoying it as much. And it turns out the mosaic piece is until the end of this scooped shawl. So she was really bored. She's like, this is not fun. So she's traded and she's doing Vacillate with me right now. So I've gotten into the second repeat. I have to do 8 repeats more, or 8 repeats total. And then end with my purple again at the end. So it'll start and finish with the same color. And I'm just gonna go until they run out. Apparently there's some kind of yardage call that I didn't even look at. So I hope 2 skeins is enough. We'll see. And then
You love playing yard chicken.
I do. It's kind of a game for me. That, oh, how far can I get? How close can I get to running out? It stresses me just thinking about it, right? But when I'm actually knitting, it doesn't bother me at all. Just like, do, just doing my thing. But I did start a new sweater.
What?
So we're doing a sweater knit along, guys. And this quarter, Liz already mentioned she's going to do something called sock arms, and she's using mustache yarn. So you can knit anything in this knit along that's a garment. You can knit anything by Tilly B Knits to qualify. She has a pair of mittens out that have a cable thing that hangs out by your thumb. That's beautiful. And you made mitts by her last year.
I did.
They were stripy. I think you used self-striping yarn.
I used self-striping yarn.
Oh, it was beautiful. And then she has some other things. So it doesn't have to be a garment if you're going to use the same designer that Liz is working with. You can work with the designer I'm working with, which in this case came from this book by hand. This is volume 4, The Northwest Puget Sound. And I feel like it's a Coleman. Thea Coleman is my designer.
She's got a ton of designs.
She's got amazing designs, from hats to socks to sweaters to you name it. I did my turtleneck yesterday.
Look at you. Does that fit over your head?
8 inches of goodness.
Okay, just making
It's
sure
gonna
you
be a
can get it on.
I just don't want to jump off my needles.
Right.
But, yeah. So I got the first bit of my sweater done, and I'm using Cascade 220.
What sweater are you knitting? You haven't said that.
Oh, Pike Stout. It's going to be so lovely. Look at how much stretch that is.
That's awesome.
It's 2x2 ribbing. I love 2x2 ribbing. It's so beautiful. I needed to do 8 inches, so Zombies helped me out yesterday. While I wasn't watching the gory bits, I was knitting. I was knitting. I wasn't really watching, but laughed while I was listening to it. Cascade 220 is my jam this time. This is a local distributor to us here in Seattle. They brought Peruvian wools to us back in the day. It's still family run. I think the son-in-law and daughter run it now. And their father traveled out to Peru and brought back wools and, yeah, did his thing. This is color 8400, and it's like a charcoaly gray. This is a workhorse yarn for a good price. I love Cascade yarns. And this is their 100% wool, so this is not superwash. Hopefully it's not going to stretch as much as you see in a superwash thing. But I'm making a poncho/sweater, so Swancho. Again, I'm kind of on that kick right now. But it'll have a turtleneck, and it'll have cables down the front, and it'll have like little flying squirrel actions.
Sleeves, yeah.
Sleeves. So, yeah, it should be fun. They put a lot of verbiage in there as to how it should fit and where your arms should have started, so it doesn't ride up on you funny. So I thought that just the valuable information I'm reading about in this pattern is pretty handy. especially for this type of construction, which is very new. I would say in the last couple years. I looked back and it looked like Stephen West has one that kind of looks like one of his shawls that starts, and it looks like a Swancho's, and that looks like from years ago. So it's not like new, but a lot of people are making Swancho's.
A lot of pattern.
A
A
lot
lot,
of
more
pattern
patterns
makers.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, are out there making them. I love this yarn. I can't wait. So I've kind of stalled out on Sean's. Oh, so you guys can make Cascade 220 your jam, or Cascade Superwash, or Cascade whatever line of yarn you want to do from their line. Any base. You can knit along with that, with anything you want. You can knit along with our designers, whatever you want. Or you can make any garment. Kids garment. She's making a kids garment right now.
Yep. It's gonna be the little sock arms. That's what I'm gonna
Yeah. She's doing the daughter version.
do. Yep. Doing the daughter version.
And yeah, I'm still working on Sean's sweater, so those yarns are going to have to transfer into the second quarter if I work on it. I've kind of hit a wall. I bought new needles for it.
That's good.
I thought I'd try a 12-inch circular for the arms.
Oh, cool.
So the needles are stunted. You know,
The little tips.
yeah, so it'll be like 9s with an extra bit of cord, right? I don't really like 9s, but maybe this extra bit of cord is going to help on the 12s. I don't know. Yeah, so I think that's it. We've started some extra planning for the retreat that's coming up, if you guys are coming out to see us. We're going to a chocolate factory on Saturday afternoon after we go to KEXP, which is the radio station out here in downtown Seattle. We'll probably just be wandering around for the hours before the chocolate factory at the Seattle Center. Seattle Center has lots of things to see, so I'm super stoked on that. The Tulip Festival is going to be in full swing at that point. And we can talk. It's amazing. We could get knitting photos in a field of tulips. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to check it out, because these tulip fields are acres upon acres upon acres of a solid color, right? It could be you're surrounded by all red tulips or pink and white. And then they have elaborate garden displays when you first enter. So beyond the field, there's actual designed gardens as well. It makes for some very amazing pictures.
I think it's better to go during the week.
Yes.
Weekends are crazy and packed.
Yes. But they're coming in on a Thursday. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if you guys want to do it. It's a couple hours from Seattle. There's wineries around there. So we could always stop and knit and chat and do a wine tasting of sorts. It's a beautiful area up in Skagit County. So that, and the restaurant 3 for $33. You get 3
Now
courses.
that's a good deal. Restaurant week, that is awesome. That I'm gonna look up.
It's happening during our event, and I've already posted it to the thread, so you can go check it out without even having to look it up. You're like, oh, Alicia already posted it. Yay. So restaurant week is when pretty much every restaurant in downtown, and I think Bellevue even participates.
There's restaurants all over.
I think.
Yeah, lots of restaurants, and they basically you get 3 courses for $30.
And I think they even have lunch specials.
Yeah, and some of them will do lunch. Not all of them will do lunch. Some of them will do lunch.
Yeah, so we can definitely check that out. Especially if it's some hoity-toity place that you didn't want to have to pay through the nose to go to. You get a 3-course meal, which is usually appetizer, entree, and a dessert.
Yes.
For the $33. So check it out. It's a lot of fun. We can make reservations for large tables. Done it before. So yeah, that's the plan. And you guys are going to be on different eating schedules maybe because you're coming from a different time zone. So this could be a very nice adventure. We can go at senior citizen time. We'll call it lunch and you guys will call it dinner. And then we can go get a snack later.
Yeah, there's always late night happy hour.
So that's the plan. We are so excited to have you guys come out here to Seattle. We have about 10 more days. It might be 9 now that probably a day has passed since I posted this. But yeah, I am full of excitement. I am down to 2.5 more things that I need to knit. and I will be set for the little gift surprise that I'm doing. Liz is already done. Of course.
Liz bought hers. Let's go with that. Liz bought hers.
And it's awesome. I've been wanting to post it for over a week now. Oh my goodness. So excited. Our plans are coming to fruition. Can't wait to see you. For you to join our fun. I think that's it. Until we knit again.
Bye.
Bye, guys.